lace up this wheel here. This is a 36 spoke wheel that I have cleaned up nicely, and I'm going to show you how to lace it up. Start with the hub, your spokes. You can start anywhere on the hub, drop in a spoke, and then you're going to skip one hole, drop in a spoke, and we're going to go all the way around this side doing that. Skip a hole, drop a spoke, skip a hole, drop a spoke, skip a hole, drop a spoke, skip a hole, drop a spoke. You can start on either side of the hub, don't matter. Okay, once you get them all in there, you're going to look at your wheel, and you're going to find the hole where the valve stem comes out, which is right here. You're going to go right to the left of that hole, and that is where your first spoke will go, to the left of the valve stem. And this works whether you got 36 spokes, 48, 32, it don't matter, it'll work. Once you get that one in, you're going to skip 3 holes. You're going to count it 1, 2, 3. Skip that. You're going to go in the 4th hole with your next spoke. You want to make sure that that hole is offset to this side of the wheel. Whichever side of the wheel you're working on, you want that hole offset to that side. Then you're going to go all the way around the wheel doing that. Skip 3, go in the 4th hole, make sure it's offset over to the side you're working on. I'm going to go all the way around. Skip 3, go in the 4th hole. Skip 3, 1, 2, 3, go in the 4th hole. You don't want to put your spoke nipples on there too far. You just want to put them on just enough to stay on for right now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because if you tighten it too much off at the beginning, you won't have enough slack to get your last spoke nipples on. Just enough to make it stay. 1, 2, 3, 4th hole. One, 2, 3, 4th hole. And if this has worked out correct, 1, 2, 3, 4th hole, you will wind up with 3 holes in the middle of the last spoke. Okay, got that side. Now you're going to flip the wheel over. You're going to find that first spoke you put in right there next to the valve stem hole. Once you find that spoke, you're going to line it up with the other side. They'll be offset. This hole will be in the center of these 2 holes. So you're going to put that spoke in the center of these 2 holes, and then you're going to go right to the right of it. You go to the right of it, that spoke will go directly to the right of that spoke. Just like that. Alright, once again, we're going to go skip 1. And then you're going to go right to the right of that spoke. Go all the way around the wheel doing that. Skipping 1 and going right to the right of the spoke that you have to the other side. Always double checking, making sure that the hole you're working on is offset to the side you're working on. So in other words, see how these holes are offset? One is offset this way, one's offset this way. So if whichever side you're working on, you want that hole to be on that side. And if it's not, you know you're not right. You did something wrong. Go all the way around the wheel. You can put all these in first and then do it. I like to just do one at a time. That way spokes ain't all in the way, hanging in the way while you're trying to go around the wheel. This is really easy to do once you figure out the pattern. It's really easy. I actually just took these wheels apart just to clean them. It's a lot easier to clean them without the spokes in them. It's easy to clean the hubs, getting everything out of the way. It's not voodoo, anybody can do it. Just take your time. It is a little time consuming, but it's definitely worth it, because a lot of the custom high dollar wheels, you can only buy the hoops. So if you want a good set of wheels, you're either going to have to get somebody to build them or build them yourself. So if you ride bicycles, then I suggest you learn how to lace up a wheel. Okay, now you got both sides all the way, and now you're going to flip the wheel over again. You're going to take your hub and you're going to spin it. Just tighten all these spokes up. When you spin it, make sure all your spoke nipples are sticking through, none of them's catching. Once you do that, you're going to come in from the back side. Any hole, don't matter where you start. But you're going to go in, and we're going to use the over 2, under 1 pattern. So you're going to go back. There's 1, 2 spokes. So you're going to go over those 2. The next spoke you'll go under. I don't know if you can see that. Go under that spoke, and you're going to look here which hole is offset to the side you're working on, which will be the first hole here. So you'll go in that hole, the hole that is offset closest to the side you're working on. So then you'll have over 2, under 1, then closest hole that's offset over to the side you're working on. And go all the way around the wheel doing that. So you got 1, 2, you're going to go over 2, under 1, and then that first hole. You can go either way. You can go this way, you can go clockwise, you can go counterclockwise. It really don't matter at this point. Slip to the back, over 2, under 1, and then the first hole. I like to have a screwdriver handy, because some of them you will have to use a screwdriver to get started. So, over 2, under 1, slow go. You'll get faster over time. Once you do a couple of wheels, you'll get faster. You'll know exactly where to stick it. I will speed this part up so you don't have to watch the boring part. 1, 2, over, under. Main thing is always make sure the hole you're in is offset to the side you are working on. And if you do that, usually it'll work out in the end. Here's back, over 2, under 1. Next hole. So as you're going, you'll see that it's leaving one hole in various spots on the wheel. Of course, when you go to the other side, you know where that one hole will be for. That's where your last spoke will go in. And there's many different patterns you can use to do this. I've done it going over 1 and under 1. I've went. You can go straight out. It's not quite as strong, but it works. This is the strongest spoke pattern, I do believe, when you're building a wheel. They call it over 2, under 1. I believe it is the strongest. So if you want a strong wheel, this is where it starts. Don't start in the material it's made out of, which that does have a little bit to do with it, but it's mainly if your spokes are in correctly and they are tight and your wheel is straight, it will make for a strong wheel. Over 2, under 1. You will have to bend the spoke around a little bit sometimes to get it where it needs to go. Once you tighten it up, it will straighten it back out. Okay, now once you get that side done, you're going to flip it over again, and the same thing on this side. You'll come in from the back. Any hole, you can go anywhere, you can start anywhere. Okay, so these spokes are running that way, so we're going to pull this one this way. We're going to go over 2, under 1, next available hole. Should be right there. Say don't tighten them up, just get them started. And you're going to go all the way around doing the same thing. So always be sure you pull the opposite way of what you pulled in the beginning. In the beginning we pulled this way, so we're going to pull this spoke that way. Over 2, under 1. That'll put you right there. to the back, over 2, under 1, next 2, over 2. When you get to this point, you will have to bend on the spoke a little bit more. Like I say, it will straighten out when you tighten it up. See, it's already starting to pull the wheel kind of straight there, pull the hub back straight. If you're doing a rear wheel, sometimes you got to make sure the free wheel is not on it, as that will create problems for you. I took these wheels apart, so I had to remove the free wheel. Anybody with some basic understanding and basic tools can do this on your own. You can fix wheels, you can build wheels for other people, you can take them apart to clean them. I take them apart to change parts, interchange parts, various reasons to do it yourself. And it's a nice accomplishment when you build your own wheels and you ride your own wheels. You know the strength of it, you know how good it's built, and it just gives you that satisfaction of doing something yourself. Alright, now you got them all in, got them all started, none of them's tight, and then now the next step is tightening them up equally to make sure you keep this wheel straight. You don't want to tighten one up extremely tight, because it will pull the wheel out of, it will warp the wheel. So you want to go around the wheel equally and just start tightening them up very slowly. And once you get to that point, I will make another video on the way to true this wheel up without having a stand or anything else, just using the bicycle itself. I hope this helps you have the confidence to build your own wheels, and it's not booted. You can do it. Okay, check out the video on how to true this thing up.